Hello, I'm making a quick video of where we found a lead in our apartment, but please forgive the mess. I have 3 children and it hasn't been a cleaning day. Oh, just 1 minute, baby. I'm making a little video. So first of all, so you can see which one we used these lead checks and we labeled each one of them. And then they're the ones that you push to crack them open, and the little chemicals mix, and then you rub for 30 seconds. If I recall, and then if you get red or orange, that's a lead rating. So here's where we found them. Here in the kitchen, you can see it's mostly white, and what we tested, that white paint is fine. But this blue paint, this really awesome robin's egg blue, not fine. Especially, I got a really strong worse reading when I tested the places where it's breaking and sort of went back from the wood to the paint. Every place like this that's exposed, I'm getting a huge lead reading. And there are lots of places in the house that are like that. I think because this paint's like 60 years old or something. But you can see this kind of damage to the trim is what we're seeing all over the apartment. And it's consistent. Every place there's trim, the paint is older and it's flaking, and that's where we think the lead is coming from. So again, that wall, fine. The trim, not fine. So that's the baby blue trim. And then as you come into the hallway, you see we get this kind of an olive green. The olive green is also testing for lead. And again, it's just trim. So this wall, fine. The trim, not fine. Same thing, lots of exposed areas. And if I, in particular, went from right where just in case it's not the paint itself but the wall, I made sure to test like on the wood of where it was coming apart. So it's either some earlier layer, or it's the paint itself, or it's the wood that's being exposed. Either way, we just need to cover it. We need to get the trim repainted. And you can see this something similar here where it's just starting to flake everywhere on all of this old trim. Just a minute, honey. One of the trickiest areas is this beautiful entryway here, because that's the same green paint. It's been used at least on this bottom layer, I think, to fill in all this pretty stuff. And it's also got places where it's just coming apart and exposing the wall. So maybe we lose all the prettiness but have to like cover it all with one color or something. I don't know. But same thing here all along the trim. Trim on the top, trim on the bottom. Same thing here, just flaking, coming apart. So that was the baby blue, the olive green, and then you look in here and there's a different trim color, which is the gray. The gray is also testing, I think. I'm trying to remember right. I believe the gray is also yes it is. Also testing, but again, worse if I go from paint to wood. So it's those exposed areas that are the big problem. And over there in the big, pretty 3-part window is that same gray paint and also kind of a brown paint. It's a little funny because some of it's clearly new and has been redone. I don't know if you can see way over there, and some of it isn't. But it's also, this part here that's been redone, I think was fine if I remember, but the brown wasn't. So it's this brown trim, again. There's just places where it's exposed, and I think those are a big problem. So that wall, the white wall in the living room here, fine. The trim, not fine. This one's our fault. We've got some damage on our bedroom door here from posters that we've tried to hang up over the years. And so we assumed, because this was exposed, that it was going to test badly, and we've been talking about getting permission to repaint this for forever. But however, when I tested it, it was fine. So whatever this layer is under here, it's not the same gray paint from here. You can see it's like a different shade. Or maybe the door was replaced. I don't know, it looks awfully old to me. But I made sure to test the area that looked worst to me. So like this patch of exposed paint here and this other white paint, rubbed on it and tested them both for 30 seconds. Fine, no problem at all. But here's more of that gray trim. Everywhere you go in the house, every area of trim is just exposed and chipping and old. You know, I have no idea how many decades old it is, and it just hasn't been redone. We don't care aesthetically. We're, relaxed people. But we think, that's our theory, is that that's where it's coming. Bits of this wood, or just having it exposed when the kids touch it or play. Anyway, so there's more of the gray paint, the gray trim. Oh, and the last thing, I might not be able to get it for you because my toddler's in the bathroom, but the bathroom floor has had a bad situation, which is it's never been tiled. It's just a painted floor. Here we are in the bathroom. So our bathroom floor, this brown paint is the newest layer because we complained like a year or 2 years back. Please, you know, it's chipping and exposed and it clearly wasn't made with like floor paint. Could you please paint over it? And they did, but it didn't stay. So you can see there's layer after layer after layer of different colors that have happened in this bathroom. Again, we don't care aesthetically, it's fine, but when I check here, going back to the lowest layer, and I do this for 30 seconds on the test, bright red. So the bathroom floor, some layer of this, maybe more than one, but at some point in its history, this was lead paint. And so we're just not sure. And just to be clear, we don't do anything.
I put the white one on your hair.
You did? Thank you. We're not doing anything weird in here. It's just people keep using paint on this that isn't made for floors. It should be tiled, or it should have real floor paint on it. And
please?
one of these is lead.
Go take a bath.
You want to take a bath? Okay. Well, I think that's everything. There's one thing I didn't test because I ran out of time and because so much of the other.
I really want to go take a bath.
Just 1 minute. So much of the other white paint in the house had been perfectly fine,
Mom!
and it looks newer to me.
Mom,
So I haven't.
Mom!
Hold on 1 minute, baby.
I jumped your new dress.
Oh, you do my new dress? Thank you.
Look, your new dress like this one.
Thank you. So we, this looks new to me, and it's not flaking anywhere. Oh, I guess it is flaking. All the terms flaking, but we, because the white paint was fine in the kitchen, the white paint was fine on the door. I didn't even test this, and I ran out of tests anyway. So my guess is that this is fine. It looks newer than all the other paint in the house. Anyway, thank you so much for making your way through this video. Bye.